Let's cut to the chase. You're here because Airshou does this when you launch it, or it does this when you try and download it. So this is the definitive guide on what happens when Airshou stops working and what your options are. Let's start with this. Sometimes Airshou doesn't stop working for everyone at the same time. So if it's still working right now, save all of your recordings to your camera roll, and as best practice, you should do this whenever you make a screen recording. Airshou can stop working at any time, and when it does, you lose all of your recordings that's still in the app. So be prepared for the outage. Okay, so what actually happens when it stops working? When you get the Untrusted Enterprise Developer error and it can't be fixed by going into the General Settings, Profile and Device Management and trusting the Enterprise app, this means the certificate that was used to sign the app has been revoked, cancelled, killed by Apple. Why does the certificate get revoked? Well, certificates are issued by Apple to developers to test out their apps. But we all know that Apple hates iOS screen recorders, although no one is entirely sure why. So the certificates are most likely revoked when Apple realise they are being used as iOS screen recorders, and it's probably why all the certificates have weird names. That's my theory anyway. If you know more, I'd love to speak to you. Now at this point, don't worry, there's nothing wrong with your device, but the version of Airshou on your device is dead, and any recordings in the app will be lost. Also, if you try and download the app when a certificate isn't working, it will simply say it's unable to download. This will be the same for any free location where you try to download Airshou, whether it be Savage Pool, iEmulators, Tweetbox, and so on. And the worst thing is, this happens frequently. Sometimes it can be months, usually it's weeks, and occasionally it's days between a certificate getting revoked. It's frustrating, I know, so here are your options. First of all, you need to get your head around the version numbers of Airshou. The developers, who are called Shou, no longer want anything to do with screen recording, so when they updated it to 070, it removed that feature. So if you have 070 or above, you need to downgrade. The sweet spot is version 060 or 061 because that records and plays back your videos with the best quality. 052 records fine, but playback is glitchy without having to export the video file into a new format, which is just awkward. So in summary, get version 6 of Airshou. To find out what version you have within Airshou, tap on the I button in the top left and that will show you your version number. The easiest but most painful option is to wait for a new certificate to be provided for the application. Since the original developers no longer want to support Airshou, we are relying on unofficial app stores who know what they're doing to re-sign the certificate. Tutu were the first to do this, but since then it's appeared on iEmulators and other websites. I will leave a few links in the description as to where you might find it, but it changes so often you're best off subscribing to my channel, as when I find new free sources, I'll let you know. If you don't want to try any of the other options, then patience is key, and of course once it's fixed, there's nothing stopping it from breaking again. It's the never-ending cycle and you'll just have to put up with it. But if you really need Airshou right now, you do have options. The first is to just bite the bullet and pay for it. Bills.io offers a app download service where you can download Airshou onto one device and it will always work as long as you are subscribed to their service because you're using their certificate. How does this work? I have no idea, but I paid for the service, downloaded it, and it's never failed me. This service is $9.99 per device per year. You can click on the link on screen now for more information, and just in case you were thinking, I'm not sponsored by Bills.io. They simply deliver the service that works, which is why I recommend it for YouTubers who are serious about making videos and need access all year round. Another paid app store option is Rocket IPA, which is $1 cheaper, has more apps, but is a little more difficult to install on your iOS device. The same rules apply in that as long as you are subscribed to the service, you get to keep Airshou without any certificate issues. Your second option is free, but you need a PC, a program called Cydia Impactor, and the IPA file for Airshou. With these three things you can install Airshou onto your iOS device yourself and create your own certificate, so again, that shouldn't get revoked. For more information on this option, click on screen now. Now, I appreciate that neither of these three solutions are perfect, but if you want to use Airshou, take your pick. If you're fed up of Airshou, well, there are three potential alternative iOS screen recorders. The first is Vidyo. point your Safari browser to the link provided in the video description, which takes you to this page, tap on the blue button and download. When it's finished downloading, you can't launch the app immediately because you need to trust the application certificate. To do this, go to Settings and in General, scroll down to Profile and Device Management, tap on the name of the certificate, note that this may change over time, then tap the blue words and the red Trust button in the final pop-up. If you're unable to trust the certificate or it won't download, the certificate has been revoked and you'll need to wait a day or two for it to be reissued. And now it's BB Rec's turn. This appeared on the App Store in the summer for a couple of days before being pulled. However, you can download it by pointing your browser to www.pgyer.com/F003 and the password is AJ170. Once you've done that, it should install BB Rec onto your device. Now when you first launch up the application, if it asks you for a username and password, the username is jochemisawesome@gmail.com and the password is S 2 J 170. The last of the three is CoolPixel, which amazingly you can download direct from the App Store as of time of recording this video. Don't expect that to last, however, and it has recording limits before you have to pay for it. And that pretty much covers everything there is to know about Airshou and iOS screen recorders for non-jailbroken Apple devices. I'm happy to help you out in the comments below, but just remember, I'm not the developer of any of these apps. I can't fix the issues. But if you did find this guide useful, then make sure you let me know with a thumbs up. And if iOS screen recording is your thing, you definitely need to check out my huge playlist on the subject and subscribe to the Video Gadgets Journal for loads more in the future. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your tech day. Bye for now.